Alrighty. Oh, wait, hold on. Boop, boop. Boop. There we go. Ah. Oh. Owies. Need more buttons, like a lot of buttons. Yeah, I'll work on it. I just don't know what to put. Water is always important, everyone. Well, hello, everyone. It's Thursday. Thursday. A day closer to the weekend where many of us celebrate, the weekend. Being away from work. Having to do only chores instead of work. The thing that you gotta do to keep the house up and running. So long as you do everything right. Technically, you don't have to do chores on a given day. It's just like small things throughout the week. I had a message and I figured I'd go ahead and respond to it. But how's everybody? How's everyone doing? Oh, I hope your projects are coming along well. I hope you're not. That's still too loud. One of these days I'll get the button to work to where it just automatically reduces the volume. Because I have it to where I'm supposed to be able to hit the button to switch to this screen, and then it automatically reduces the audio for that background music. But it doesn't always work. It works when I test it, but when I'm streaming, it doesn't work. Which is fucking bullshit. So, because I don't want to just, reduce all audio that's coming through my headset, because then it's going to be very skewed. But yeah. Let's see. Where is my game? Where is Noblesse, Oblige, the Legacy of the Sorcerer King? Scrub streamer. No tech support. Oh, shush you. Yeah, if anyone can give me crap, it's going to be you, because you've been here the longest. But still... Ah, there it is. Alright, so... Stop this, swap over, and... Alright. Looks like it's working. Nope. Why is the Thursday night capture not coming up? There it goes. One of these days, I will get this perfect. The first time I try. One of these days. Not today, though. Absolutely not the fuck today. Make sure all that's in a row. Okay, that's all right. Oh, boy. So, last time we played this, last week, one of my initial thoughts on it was a bit of the confusion as to why there was even grinding at all, considering it was, one, a very much more story-driven game, but two, that the monsters don't respawn, and so you only can get a limited number of experience points and money from killing them. So, sorry, my cat was doing something. So I'm curious at the same time, not thrilled by the idea of, oh hey, there's only 10 monsters on this field, or in this scene. You gotta kill all 10, because you're not going to get the experience back, or, make up the experience you lost money, if you don't kill all 10. So, I don't know. We will see. That's right, this thing doesn't actually have full controller support. Alright, what was I doing? Right, it still bothers me a little bit that the character art's not consistent. With the knock-knock noises. East Tower. Oh, that's Renaud's chambers. Sup, bitch? Got your ass handed to you. You're so stupid you don't even get a door. Ha. Thanks for helping out tonight, you two. Go get some rest. Good night, my lady. Night, Arne. So I see you in your room as well, my lady. Would you mind if we talked for a while longer first? I don't mind. So we're private. I would prefer that, yes. It's a nice view from the top of my tower. Oh my. Only known her for a short time and already inviting her to the top of your tower? Ah. You move quite quick, sir. I probably sounded far too flippant before when you saved me. Sorry for that. I wasn't ready to think about what almost happened. For all that the boys have given me trouble here at the academy, nothing ever truly came close to being what could have been. If you hadn't shown up, even with my bow, I could have fought off all three of them. I'm just glad I happened to notice they were up to something. Thank you, truly. I know I may not be some princess whose virginity matters, but okay, rape is rape, and no less wretched against the lowest peasant than the highest empress. Yeah, they should be punished. I wish more of the world saw things as you do, but anyone else, if they even believed me, what would they do? No, my lord, wretched or not, that is all but expected. Not everyone sees that way. When I was younger, my father took me to see a trial. The baron had raped a farmer's daughter and left her with child. What would come of it? The baron expected to get away with it, but the king had a diviner prove that the child was his. So the king ruled that the girl child should be the baron's heir, and he would support her for the rest of his years. Father told me afterward that the king had done it to make a point, to remind us that nobility is not merely right, but a duty to do right by others. Perhaps I cannot force all the world to adhere to that, but nor will I stand idly by and watch others do wretched things, simply because there are those who think it is their right. I mean, I kind of do wish that was the way the world worked. Like, even in modern times and so on. Reality is far, far crueler than any fantasy could ever be. But I feel like we should bring back public beatings and shaming. Like, hey, you're using your wealth and status to do a lot of horrid things. You're going to get a public beating and shaming for doing all these horrid things. But then it comes to problems like who gets to draw the line as to what's considered, worthy of said things. Like, some of them are very obviously like, oh yeah, that gets a beating. Didn't put your cart back in the cart return? That's a beating. Didn't tip your waiter? That's a beating. Unless they're paid enough to where they don't need tipping, in which case, that's fine. Double dipped at a party in regards to like mixing nacho sauces or dipping your chip twice? That's a beating. But I don't forget what you did today, There's a lot of influence. Let him do his worst then. So much better his eyes is so much the better if his eyes are so fixed upon me that he forgets about you. I still don't understand you, my lord. Even for all your explanations, everything you say and do goes against what I have seen of the world. And I'm truly sorry that the world seems such a wretched place to you. Can I ask what you desire for yourself, my lord? In the long term, you and I will graduate this year, return home. We're nearly 23 summers old now. I've given a lot of thought. Fame, fortune, happiness, honor. I can't say that those things have no appeal, and yet nor are they enough to drive me. No, in some ways I suppose I'm not so different from someone like Renaud, and that power tempts me most of all. But where men like him savor the pain they can bring, the suffering they can inflict, I prefer protecting others. Don't think I'm a selfless for that, because that isn't it. I merely enjoy making others' lives better through my power. Really are a cynical idealist, putting it that way. So, you'll spend your life getting more power, then perhaps I am that. But what power I have is enough for the time being. Station alone does not determine everything. What about you, though? What do you want from the future? Hey, Valen, you did not miss much. We dropped off the princess, and then Legea was like, I want to talk privately. And Alex here was like, yes, let's go to the top of my tower where it's super private. It's got a great view. So in short, I think he's putting the moves on her in his own weird way. Try not to think about it too much. I know I could take up my father's position. The king probably wouldn't care that I was a woman. But I could never be happy doing that. I suppose I could always become an adventurer and try to find my fortune that way. Or a bounty hunter. That's what you wanted from the future, though not what you think is practical from it. I guess I ought to have known you wouldn't let me sidestep the question. I suppose what I would truly like is to be a knight under some king who valued my talents for what they are. Would let me use everything I have learned here in his service without care for the fact that I am lowborn and not a man. But few indeed are the kingdoms that would let a woman be a knight. Was I worried about going into the woman's dorm? So now it's fine meeting a girl late at night outside on top of his tower. They are unchaperoned and on top of his tower. Oh, the implications. Did you know there was like a lot of really silly, stupid reason why people got married back in the Victorian era and such? It literally was because, oh, the two of you were left unchaperoned for far too long. It's like it was like 10 minutes. That's far too long. You must get married. Or, oh, you caught her from falling to her death. Guess who's getting married? I wish I was joking with that shit. So, like, if it was keeping with the themes of the era and so on, if someone actually did catch wind that the two of them stay up here talking for a long period of time without anyone chaperoning them, then, you know, marriage must ensue. Actually, no, since she's a lowborn, yeah, marriage might still ensue, or she might be put to death. One or the other. Few indeed, yes. It is a pity, when it seems to me that such a life would suit you well. Thank you for that, my lord, and thank you for everything you've done for me today. You're welcome, Legea. Would you perhaps care to study upon the morrow? I suppose neither of us need the help, and yet... If you like, I would not terribly mind that, no. Then it's agreed. I suppose I should go, though. I have troubled you enough tonight. It's been no trouble, my lady. I'll see you back to your chambers, then. Save the game? Oh, yeah, sure. So cold here, isn't it? Suppose it is. Is Ceridae warm? Back in Arwathia. What's wrong? I thought I saw something. Whoa. See where you just had to walk in and you would have just had to walk away and you would have lived. Legea, get behind me. Noble gesture, but I'm afraid you both have to die. Damn it. How badly are you hurt? Not badly. Be careful, those blades are poison. Hurt so much I can't focus. Racking from poison. Ooh, well. Bastion. Always critically hits. What was this one? It's if they're under 25. Finish off the goal first. No, you will not touch her. Kill very assassin. Cloak spin. No arts. Alrighty. Regal Presence. This way, restore 30% in party. God damn. Freaking poison, though. I'm still rather happy with the fact that we've got a tanky individual doing the tanking. But he's not tanky in the sense of, oh, he's got a lot of health and lots of armor. He's tanky in the sense of, haha, fuck you, you can't hit me. It's not something you see very often. So I do greatly appreciate it. One less stabbies. Gods. Alexa stared at the scene numbly for a moment. The three assassins lay sprawled out across the foyer, none of them moving. They wore traditional garb of Kelviri assassins, and that itself suggested very troubling things. He didn't let himself linger on those implications, though. Not a whimper of pain from behind him brought... no, a whimper of pain from... Bleh. My tongue is just so fun. No, a whimper of pain from behind him brought his thoughts back to the present, and he surged forward, driving his rapier into the chest of the nearest assassin to ensure the man was dead. Then, as Legea collapsed against the wall behind him, he was almost frantically digging through his silk folds of the man's clothing until he found a pair of vials. He knew enough about Kelviri practice to know which one was the poison, which one was the antidote. Ignoring the pain that was spreading through his left arm for the moment, he took the antidote and hurried to Legea's side. The guard slumped against the wall by the stairwell that led up to the roof, her face naturally pale, but her complexion was almost the color of marble now, stained with sweat. Her sky-colored eyes fluttered as he caught her chin with his free hand and lifted the vial to her lips. There was a sound of displeasure at the foul taste upon her tongue. She shuddered in pain, clutching at her side. The scent of blood was thick in the air, and it stained the fur coat she wore over her leather armor. But her hand covered the wound, and he couldn't see how deeply she had been stabbed. Legea! His voice was taut with concern as he left the vial from her lips. Let the vial? Yeah, let the vial from her lips, his fingers almost thoughtlessly brushing over her cheek. My lord, she managed, after a long moment. Her voice was weak from pain, but her breathing had started to even out a little. Her raven hair fanned out around like a cascade of shadows. You hurt? I'm fine, he lied, averting his eyes. Though if you had not seen them when you did, his left hand, where one of the daggers had nicked him, throbbed terribly. He couldn't quite hide the way his jaw clenched. Legea managed a weak smile and closed her eyes. I'm glad, she breathed. Thank you, he murmured, looking back at her. She barely seemed aware of the way his fingers rested against her cheek. Long moments slipped by, and Legea's breathing evened out slowly. When she opened her eyes, her face wasn't quite so deathly pallid. Who were they? Her voice was barely more than a whisper as she looked at him through the flame-lit shadows of the foyer. Calvary assassins, he answered, with a hint of reluctance. Calvary? The sect that only works for royalty, her bro forward. Alexander nodded, drawing back from her slowly. Neither of the two men had moved, but that didn't stop him from thrusting his rapier into their chests as he approached them. Not even so much out of anger as to be sure they were dead. Look, I am appreciative of the fact that Alexander at least knows the rule of fucking double tap. None of that shit of, you didn't make sure I was finished off, so I'm gonna stab you in the back. Nah, fuck that. Stab him again, just to be sure. Not there wasn't anger, no. Looking down at them, he felt fury smoldering in his chest and exhaled slowly, closing his eyes. A moment later, soft footsteps betrayed Ligeia's presence, and he glanced back at her, then moved to kneel by the body of one of the assassins. Searching revealed only another set of poison and antidote vials, and though he drank the latter, it didn't stop his search. A moment later, he moved the body to the last man and searched it too. This time, a grim smile touched his lips as he withdrew a curled sheaf of parchment. What is it? Ligeia's voice was still quiet, but that was to be expected. She was still in shock from all this. Slowly unfurled the parchment. By order of his King Majesty, King Antipater. Antipater? His Majesty King Antipater of Versalia. Wow, my tongue is betraying me all sorts tonight. Versalia, we do hereby commission you to seek out and bring death upon the traitor Alexander, son of Antiochus. Let the seal herein prove the truth and legality of this order when it has been done. Voice went cold as he read the words loud, staring at them for a long moment as the pit of his stomach seemed to freeze. Traitor? But you're not even from Versalia, are you? Unease slipped into Ligeia's voice as she looked at him. Alexander clenched one hand around the parchment, crumpling it as he turned back to face her. We deserve the truth. After what just happened, his voice was hollow. Despite herself, the girl took a step back. The truth is that, my lord. He hesitated for a moment, but only for a moment, his eyes catching hers and holding them intently. I am not from Cyrode, Alexander admitted. I am from Versalia, nor am I merely a common lord, said for her. I am the crown prince of Versalia, my lady, except that it would seem that my father no longer sits upon the throne, and so... You're a prince, sweet Alcina. So I have deceived you this way, Ligeia. Father insisted I intended this way, for my own safety. Little good that did. I need a moment. You are probably still bleeding, and we have not gone to the fucking healer. Why are you going back up to the roof? How long were you up at the roof? That scene transition needs work. I do appreciate, like, the exposition in the sense of, like, it was written as, like, a book entry. You know, with, like, going through all of it. Very descriptive. I liked that. And it also helps with moments where it's like, oh yeah, I don't actually have art assets or animation stuff to show that happening. But I can still kind of describe it in a sense and make it unique compared to other games. Now, is it better than actually animating something? No. But I do appreciate it still. What do we do now? Cavalry work in squads of 6. The other 3 are still out there. I need to find them. Shouldn't we tell the guards? That would just give them chaos to hide in. The Calvari always hide their faces when they attack to be sure they won't be recognized any other time. No, I need to do this. Then I'm coming with you. Ligeia, you're hurt already. You've already done more than enough for me tonight. No, I'm not hurt badly, and if you're going after them, then I'm not letting you go alone. Besides, they already tried to kill me once. I don't feel safe staying here alone. I guess I can't really say no to that. At this hour, things aren't... There aren't many places they could be hiding. I think they must be out in the old ruins. So sure of all this. Where are the ruins? The tavern and the library are still open at this hour. The library is only open to students and scholars. The tavern keeps records of the patrons. Couldn't hurt to check them, but quite certain they won't be hiding there. Guess we'll find out as soon as I've bandaged this wound. Well. Oh, we just left the corpses over here. I gotta say though, has anyone ever dragged like a full-grown person's body? It's a lot of weight. It's very hard. What are they doing in there? Is he still studying, or do you... Yeah. Your party's in there. Well, yeah. It's a party that we should be a part of. Pivot. What kind of pivot we working here? Still gotta check here. Library. Afraid the books you've requested haven't become available. Can I help you with aught else, my lord? Actually, cancel that order. I'm going to be a bit too busy to read them. Not seen anyone from the academy lately, have you? No, definitely not. Thank you. Not the library, then. Relies on light from the windows. The windows. What about upstairs? Are you dead or are you asleep? Ah, you're asleep. Great. I have news. Mare's milk. What the God's name is that girl trying to make? Oh, I remember. She was trying to make the love potion, I think. Honestly, I haven't been impressed with Livonia's grasp of alchemy. Rely on the Order of Alcia's healing sorcery instead. Oh, there's a book over here. Is that an important book? Elven Passions. This definitely doesn't look like the school-approved material. Someone must have left it here. I would like a copy of Elven Passions, please. For, research purposes. Yes. Research purposes. Anything? Nope. Okay. That's the Busar. That's item shop. Tavern. You won't be needing accommodations tonight, I presume? No, thank you. Do you have anyone from out of town staying at the moment? Probably should tell you, but you look serious. Let me check. No, doesn't look like we do. Much appreciated. Not staying at the inn. Yeah. Are you... They're just sleep? Did they drink too much? Can a man get a drink apiece? Leave me be. Oh, fuck you. I've had a bit much myself. You know, I heard like Prince of Cyrode. Ah, pretty sure he'd be dead drunk by now. Though, more brandy. Not sure where you heard that. Find a finer mead. Well, you're not giving me the mead, so I won't know. Should really head home if the storm gets any worse. Maybe to hell's with homework. Maybe one more round. Wasn't they gonna have exotic dance? Oh wait, are the assassins the exotic dancers? Man. We're blocked off by sorcery, right? Indeed, Alphonse sealed it. But I know another way around into the ruins of the cliff of the park. Oh, now the climbing begins. Lots of snow, lots of cold, lots of frozen. Okay, this doesn't make sense. I have to go all the way up this, and then instead of like making an event like right here, that automatically either transports me over here or transports me to the, like this next scene here, I have to actually walk around to it. That's silly. So these are the ruins. A whole city just abandoned. Staggering, isn't it? After the fall of the Babylonian Empire, Hibernia to the south tried to invade. It was the only time Albanians ever fallen to an invader. But when Hibernian soldiers occupied the city, they found it empty. Soon after, an Babylonian archmage called down an avalanche, destroying the entire Hibernian army in one single stroke. Victory at the cost of an entire city. The Alcina. Stay focused, though. If the Cavalry are here, we have one shot at this. What's in here? Snow has been disturbed recently. But is there loot in there? It's like... what I could make out still was imperial laws and punishments. Where do we put Neo New York? Right next to the old New York. There's our reps. No one could be hiding in there. Look, I'm not saying the day after tomorrow was yesterday. What I'm saying is something about a bridge. What I'm saying is this isn't so bad. Like, this is salvageable, I think. Yeah, like, chunks of this is salvageable. There's no reason to just leave it abandoned. I think I'm supposed to be in there, but at the same time, I saw something over here. Door's stuck. These definitely shouldn't be here. No, ice claws don't come this high in the mountains naturally. Those, they look trained to me. What do you mean? It's hard to describe exactly. The way they're moving feels too purposeful. Wouldn't have been trained. I wouldn't put having trained them past the Cavalry. Alright, so I think I am supposed to go that way then. So I can go back. Curse at this for not letting me use the D-pad and having used the overly sensitive analog stick. I saw it. Just to push a little. Well, I'm not one to wantonly loot ruins. Gemstone like this has no real archaeological value. I don't see the harm in taking it. And like that, he begins to understand the joys of adventuring. Yeah, there's not like anything else in here. This one looks already open. Not from the academy. The chest was forced open with no regard of damaging it. It's close then. Not this building, don't think. They stole my loot before I could steal it. They are truly craven bastards. Alright. Let's get this plot moving. My character is frozen. They cannot act or evade incoming damage. Take decreased range and fire damage, but greatly increased physical damage. A fire physical attack will shatter the ice, removing frozen. I don't think I have fire because I don't have the princess. The princess definitely would help with this. Hey, red tide. Some scary text coming from those stone scorpions. Yep. Cloak span. Oh, dang it. Focus. Or ice scorpions? Ice claws? Pretty much. They are icicle scorpions. Icicle scorpions? They're assholes. Is anyone who's ever, like, dealt with scorpions know for a fact they are assholes? It's like, oh, we totally won't stab you for the funsies. No, really? Why are you getting ready to stab me with your tail? For the funsies. I'm just sharpening it. To stab me with? Why do you use a shield, if I may ask? Not really strong enough to just block blows that way, in truth. My other hand free is easier, and I can manipulate my cloak with it. Isn't it heavy to wear an armored cloak, too, though? It's mithril, not iron or steel, so it's actually very light. Oh, I guess you could afford that. The tarnished, he told ceremonial swords have had silver blades. How strange. Also, Red-Tide, how are you doing? How's the day treating you? Did you remember to eat food? Bastion. Cloak spin and attack. Let's attack. This is... It's so nice having a character that just auto, you know, pretty much auto parries for you. It's like, get parried. Other times, let's parry this, you Dex nerd. Alright, just got done animating a monster that I've been working on horribly for a couple of weeks now. Hey, at least you're working. I have done a grand total of fuck all. I mean, I've done work, but as far as, like, the creative stuff that I want to do, not so much. I'm kind of upset about it. It's very old text. Surprised to see the pages have crumbled entirely. You're not going to tell me what it fucking says? Fucking... You know. Presumptuous jackass. So now it's time to brainlessly consume content and be a menace online. I mean, isn't that the point of being online, is to be a menace? I mean, I remember the olden days where it's like, yes, I can just get home from school, pull up my computer, log into games like World of Warcraft, and essentially just rot in my chair. I would not advise it. It's a terrible decision. What does freeze do? I forgot already. It is supposed to essentially steal a turn or two, and also causes you to essentially... yeah, see? So now I can't do anything with him. And now he's unfrozen, so now I'm going to 30%. Yeah, let's do this one. Another. But essentially, it steals a turn and increases the damage that they receive from physical attacks. If these were still in good condition, spears wouldn't be much use to us either. We want to find swords. They've rusted too much to be practical or particularly useful. Flame brooch. Old enchantment still has some power. Useful against those ice claws. Oh, now I get the equipment that would be good. Fucking. Chance to keep the user warm, reduces frost by 5%, and grants immunity to freeze. Yep, let's take that. Could have used that earlier. Yeah, fuck me. Oh, cool. There's more of them, and there's another one over there. Is this supposed to be a dragon or a serpent of some sort? Ooh, what's this? No, that's a little. Yeah, fine. Yeah, just push a little. Haha. Oh god, it's a snake. Man, they really like using ice things. I guess because we're up in the fucking mountains. Not to be confused with the normal mountains. These are the fucking mountains. Things happen up here, because that's the only way you're going to stay warm. Attack, Heart Seeker, execute. Kick his ass. There we go. Okay, so there's an item. Item? Come here, you. Ah, this is what the snakes are. Okay. Bastion. Focus. And then cloak spin. Bow arts. I do really need to try and work on, like, more for the game that I want to make. But I think the main thing that's been holding me back is, one, not enough mental spoons during the week, and two, I still don't really know how I want it to play. And while there is a story that I want to tell, it's just more of, how the fuck do I do the stuff I want to do? Let's see. You. Just wing it like everyone else? Maybe. I guess. No, it's less of, like, just winging it. I think it's part of, like, I literally can't make up my mind as to how I want certain parts to work. So I am stuck with the decision paralysis, I guess is the best way to put it. Did you find something? Old amulet, judging by the lack of corrosion, it's made from untarnished silver. It's an inscription. May Kiristrea grant me the courage to face my fate and the strength to change it. Strange. That we find it here. I always thought ancient Avalonian abhorred the lady. They did. Judging from the script, this is actually a Versailles piece. Some soldier probably took it during the war. Whatever archaeological certificate it might have had, never belonged here. Heh. Do you think it will be much use then? Perhaps. Most of the sorcery in it's faded, but it might yet be of some use. The blessing is rarely so straightforward as the other gods. What does it do? Oh, you already have a charm. Oh, gives luck. He already has a necklace, so give her a lucky boost. Excuse you. Try and walk past me. Who the fuck do you think I am? But yeah. So I've been, aside from burning my brain at work, trying to better figure out, like, oh, maybe I should do it this way, or maybe I want it this way. And that has been the bane of my existence. So, like, if I could pin it down a sense, I guess I could, you know, be like, yeah, I should build it this way. And once I've built it that way, I could try and go further. Also, I feel like, you know, the story should make sense with the stylization of gameplay, I guess is the best way to say. Oh, hey, Dillosaurus. Oh, you have a migraine. Ah, apologies. I know how that feels. I am actually prone to them myself. But I exist through spite, so therefore I'm able to power through them for the most part. Honestly, a lot of my existence is through spite, because I'm quite certain if it wasn't for the fact of how spiteful I am, I would not exist. I have a lot of spite towards myself and other people. Both real and imagined. So, oops, did not mean to go back. I can't go that way, so I gotta go this way. Posture. And focus. Honestly, I feel like it's kind of inspiring in some sense that, you know, again, I exist out of spite, but it's also, I know, like, one of the spites that is the reason why I exist is purely just the fact that I don't want to be the kind of person who leaves their kid behind. As many of you probably know, I've got a kid. He's turning 16 next month. Super excited about that, but, you know, it pretty much was like, yeah, I'm not gonna stay, like, I'm not gonna disappear and not be around if he ever wants to be, you know, or ever wants me around, or ever wants to talk, or anything like that. So, yeah. Decided, fuck it, I'm gonna stay around. Migraine is the worst. Oh, absolutely. I get them pretty often, honestly. My girlfriend gets them pretty often too, and she actually gets them way worse than I do. After removing a whole bunch of stress from my life, I actually don't get them as much or as bad as I used to. I still get them. They're just not as bad. That required cutting a lot of people out of my life. Ooh, I now know lunge. I still don't understand the leveling system in a sense. An ancient stele dedicated to Alcina, requesting her grace that the watchmen might ever see their enemies in daylight. I mean, yeah, you wouldn't want to not see them because it's fucking nighttime. Also, I don't know how these fuckers are going to be surprised by us. We have been making a lot of noise fighting things getting up here. Oh, wait, what? Requesting her grace... Oh, Aleve, the other goddess. Requesting her grace that the watchmen might ever see their enemies by moonlight. The others should have reported back by now. They must have been delayed then. Unlikely. Our insertion plan was perfect. If they do not return within the bell, must needs assume the worst and act accordingly. Surely, not just a boy we're here to kill. Boy who's the heir to the sorcerer kings of Versalia. Do not grow complacent. I'm distracted. Careful, they won't have time to get ready. Well, I should probably get ready by saving. Always save. and save twice. Because if you don't save and save twice, then what are you doing? What am I doing? I don't have... What does lunge do? Lunge generating the rapier, penetrating armor, and partially ignoring enemy defense. Ooh, a stab. Well, yeah, that's what lunging is. What? Don't know why we had to go all around that just to fight them, but okay. Afraid your friends won't be reporting back. Then they died a noble death for the sake of Kilvari people, and will be honored alongside their ancestors in their homeland. You, however, were a fool to have come here. I'm afraid you won't be reporting back to your people about that either. Ah, man, Alexander is just a sassy bitch. Bastion. And focus. And cloak spin. And we're going to do a precise shot on you. And then let's try a lunge. And an aim shot on you. I got a message. I got a message. I got a message. I got a message from my wonderful girlfriend. She has been having trouble with sleeping as of late, so I'm hoping that she is also taking care of herself. Like all of you fuckers should be. You're not taking care of yourself, the fuck are you doing? Huh? Fucking idiots. Take care of yourself. Alrighty. It's now a 2v1. Can't possibly fuck this up, I say, knowing that I'm probably going to somehow fuck this up. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do lunge. Spin and attack. Lunge. Yeah. 1,000 XP. Would seem even I just dreaded the blood of the last oracle. A mistake you will not live to regret. Ruthless too. Such a contradiction. All that idealism before, and such ruthlessness now. It's far too dangerous to let live, and both of us nearly died on his orders. Didn't say I disapprove. I was not lying earlier when I said I find it more justifiable to kill men than the creatures of the wood, my lord. Snow is only getting worse. Should head back. Would it be safer to stay here? Tent looks warm enough. Can't be sure there aren't more of them still out there. Suppose that wouldn't be such a bad idea. Oh, bow. Clearly for a while, preparing for the right moment, no doubt. You ought to have been here. All of us feel so surreal, but I am glad I was there. Supplies. Supplies. More copies of Royal Decree. Supplies. Where bows? Go. Would these be any use to you? Maybe. They're not what I'm used to, but they look very well made. Nice. Soggy and old. Maybe they brought it with them. Those even assassins like to drink. Bread is still fresh. They definitely bought this after arriving here. Just supplies fair tonight easily. So it seems, but now. Give me a moment. Don't think there's anything else that I can interact with. You're going to leave the academy, aren't you? Yes. I still can't believe any of this is happening. Not even with this wound still hurting with every breath I take. That you're a prince, and that you'll be gone. Look at you. Something I need to know. All of this, here at the academy. Was it even real to you? Did it matter to you? Or were we just all things you could toy with, if you so desired? You really need to ask that. And what about me? Was I a real person to you in all of this? Or was I just a way for you to fulfill your sense of duty? I had thought that maybe there could have been something between us, or could be something between us. Because even if you were a noble, you've always been so kind to me, always helped me when no one else would. And I dared to think that mayhap we weren't truly so far apart if you were just a simple lord. But now I'll never know if that could have been real. If it could have worked, and I knew it. The flirtations, Alexander, you sexy man. Hi, Kavanica. Making furniture items is a slog. Fortunately, a beacon of hope appears in the night. Part-time streamer. AJ Arrow Gaming. As far as a beacon of hope, I strongly urge you to find a better beacon. Do you know who I am? You know who the fuck I am? I'm a fucking idiot. That's what I am. I'm slightly dehydrated, idiot. Give me a moment. Water number 3 for the day down. I've got more to go. How's the game so far? What'd I miss? Well, we got attacked. Well, hold on. We dropped off the princess, went to the top of Alexander's tower, so that way they could stare off into the stormy night together and talk about all that had happened. And it's like, hey, there's some sparks starting to fly here. That's kind of cool. And then they were going to leave, and then assassins attacked. And then it's like, shit. Turns out I'm not some minor lord. I'm actually a prince, and shit's gone fucked back home. And then we ran all the way here to fight the rest of the assassins, because they always travel in groups of 6. Somehow, Alexander knows this, so probably means his family at some point has also used the assassins. Just saying. So, cool beans all around, I guess. And now they're like, are we going to kiss? Are we going to make an illegitimate heir together? Or something like that. And honestly, would on both sides. So, you know, I know what I'm about. Oh, wow, it's another one of these scenes. Legea. The sound of her name stopped the girl short this time as he stood. He stood, and in a single motion, he was moving around the fire, falling to one knee beside her. Her eyes were uncertain, an emotion that was mirrored upon her face. For a moment, the facade of her stoicism had fallen away, and the pain that had replaced it was heartbreaking to look upon. Almost without truly willing it, he found himself catching her chin and leaning nearer. She was beautiful, he allowed himself to acknowledge. The firelight played attractively upon her skin, and her hair was delicately dappled with moisture from the melting snow. Very faintly, her eyes widened as he leaned closer. Is this the answer you wanted? His voice was scarcely more than a whisper that grazed her lips. It wants to be a visual novel so bad. There should be a CG here. Oh, yeah, there was another one earlier where it was like a lot of exposition was happening, but I kind of like this, where moments of exposition that it's happening, at the same time it would be better with an actual, like, cutscene and such. For the longest moments, they were both impossibly still, eyes locked together, and then his lips fell against hers softly. The kiss was tender, almost delicate, and yet still for a heartbeat he thought he'd made a mistake because she did not. All at once, though, her lips were meeting his kiss, and there was something more desperate in her clumsy, inexperienced kiss, something that threatened to set fire to his blood as he deepened the kiss, and his hand lifting to thread into her hair, drawing her closer. That is a long sentence with lots of commas. That is a very long sentence with lots of commas. That should not be. Her lips were sweet, beyond the lingering bitter hint of the antidote that surely lingered upon his own as well, and they yielded to him so entirely. It was easy to lose himself in that taste of her, and the world around them almost started to fall away. Wow. Lord of the run-on sentence. Yeah. Like, I get it. If it wants to be a light novel, but it's absolutely not. The imagery is good, and the writing, at least. It is. I appreciate that. It's part of the reason why I don't mind it, or actually I do like these things. I still wish that there was, like, more of the whole show, don't tell, but they do at least do those show, don't tell in the writing. It's just, yeah, that one whole fucking half of that paragraph is one whole sentence. Cut that down. Break it into two. You could probably honestly break it into two and still keep the same wording. But it might have, if not for the way Legea drew back with a harsh gasp, her breathing coming quick. She stared up at him, firelight illuminating her eyes. You're cruel, she whispered, tempting with things I know I cannot have. Am I? You saved my life tonight, Legea, he breathed. I owe you a debt. A debt great enough that you could ask for anything you desired, within reason, and I would give it. Her brow furrowed. And if I wanted to be yours tonight? His throat tightened. The heat in his blood threatened to overflow, but he fought it down. Well, my dyslexia's kicking in. Sing it. Oh. If that was your desire, I would find it only too easy to grant, he answered, his voice slow. She started to surge forward at that, despite her uncertainty, but he caught her shoulders, trying to ignore the way her nearness only made it easier to want her. She was exquisitely lovely this way, her defense crumbling, and yet I would grant it, but we would both regret that when the morning came, he forced himself to say. The guy jerked back sharply, pain flashing in her eyes. Regret it? Why? Because you've lowered yourself to lay with a commoner? Her voice was harsh, but only an attempt to hide the hurt in it. She had drawn away, but she couldn't truly get far without standing. That left him still utterly near. Ugh. There should be in the creator intends for there to be, but artists are expensive. Hi, Dillo. Are you drinking enough water and, like, pounding enough ibuprofen to help with your migraine? I hope you are. And laying down. I will try not to speak too loudly, because I know when I have migraines, light and sound is a bane of my existence. Say this to me, an artist who drew all the animated cutscenes in her and her bestie's own game. Okay, hold on. Kivanica, with all affection. It depends on the quality of art that they want and the stylization. Not everyone has the same style of drawing, and that could be part of it. They're looking for a particular style, or they have a particular style in mind, and they're wanting to essentially keep with that. Despite himself, Alexander couldn't resist the way he chased after her in that moment, catching her shoulder to keep her from truly pulling free. No! No, I would regret it because you deserve better than that. Better than be not more than a memory of a single moment's passion. Her eyes flared in challenge, but he didn't give her a chance to interrupt, meeting her gaze without hesitation. You as much as admitted to me today that there is naught here for you, and stopping Renaud has likely done naught at all to prevent whatever scheme he has set in motion against you. Flinch was all the confirmation he needed of that, so he pressed on. You said before that your heart's desire would be to become a knight, did you not? To serve one who valued you? That is within my power to grant, Ligeia. She stared back, almost disbelieving. You would make a woman, and a commoner your knight. No, surely you mock me. When have I ever mocked you? You saved my life tonight. I should think that alone justification enough. But even were it not, I know not what awaits me upon my return to Versailles. Do not mistake that there is no small danger in what I offer you now. Whatever has happened at home, my cousin sits upon my father's throne, and already he has tried to have me killed. I have dire need of capable allies. She swallowed. Capable? I think you overestimate me, my lord. Despite the words, there was a flicker of something that was not anger or pain in her voice. No, I do not. The hardness threat hid itself into his voice, glad for the distraction from the heat that still ran in his blood. You are perhaps the only person in the academy able to consistently keep pace with me in her studies. That alone is valuable. But more than that, your skill at arms is not inconsiderable. And you have a perspective that differs from mine own considerably. She took a slow breath. But surely there are others who could offer those things just as easily. They would admittedly not be so quick to advocate against themselves, he countered. But that in itself is a reason, is it not? That voice you're doing for him is low-key really good. You should do some voiceover work. I have actually thought about going back into voice work. Because I did it long ago. Like, over a decade ago. So... I wish I could. I need to spray my nose. Give me a moment. I don't know. I feel like I could probably get away with, like, the Old Man McGucket voice for him. Maybe? Hold on. How did Old Man McGucket sound? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. No, that's Mickey. Oh, God, that'd be horrible. Imagine Mickey Mouse reading some of these things, trying to, like, you know, woo you or something.
They would admittedly not be so quick to advocate against themselves,
he countered.
But that in itself is reason, is it not?
Oh, Flonase, you hurt. I hate you so much, but you're so good. Thank you for the hydrate, Valen. I need it. Guy who made the game got to start writing fan fiction, so that's why there's stuff like this, and it's written that way. Mickey Mouse. Yeah. I'll be the first to admit. I know Valen won't, but I'll be the first to admit we've all written fan fictions. We've all done it. Back on fanfiction.net, Archive of Our Own, and all the other ones. We've all done it. I know all about Valen's, 15-chapter fanfiction of Inuyasha, where him and Koga go out on a pretty date. AO3 mentioned AO3 sweep. Actually, I've never been on AO3. I've only been on fanfiction.net, and that, again, that was ages ago. I was a teenager back then. Dear God, I'm old. Never done fanfic. Don't you lie. The story of your game is a fanfic in itself. It's a fanfic of a world that you wish existed. Legate hesitated. Perhaps I cannot deny that much. You cannot, he agreed. Few would care so readily, offered such a thing, whether they were fit to accept it, and that is the truest reason. Because everything I know of you tells me that you would be truly loyal. She had finally stopped trying to pull away now, but she shifted uncertainly. And what would be between us then? Then we have time to learn what should be between us, Alexander murmured. It'd be easy to want you. No, it is easy. Painfully easy. But you're not merely some lovely creature I could be content to have once, then let slip away. Legaia's eyes widened again, if only for a moment before she caught herself. And when she spoke a moment later, her voice was hard to read, There's a period there that shouldn't be there. And what would I be to you if you did not want me? If you did want me. If I let you keep me. He hesitated. I've always known it would be my fate to marry as my station demands. That if I were to desire someone more truly than that, she could never be more than a concubine or a mistress. Leia looked away. You're too honest, my lord. Closed his eyes. Deserve the truth for what I ask of you. So he pretty much just flat out said, like, I can't marry you, but I could definitely fuck you on the side. Got a really few good fics up in my arsenal, but thanks to my experience with those, it helped me with writing in my bestie's game. We'll get to your game soon enough, Kivanica. I accept. The words startled him, and his emerald eyes flickered open, looking down at her. The fuck? Oh, it's my roommate. He has no concept of sound. Just fucking sneezes as loud as possible. Part-time's breath hitched in his throat at the beauty before him. That such a creature could thrive on RTP alone. Maker-kun. He breathed with a sigh, hesitating. I'm back again. First off, that gives me an idea for a redeem to where, like, you can make me say something. I'm probably going to regret that. Secondly, would I be the one saying a woo? Or ara ara? I don't know enough about that kind of stuff. Words startled him, and his emerald flickered. Oh, wait, I'm certain. I have no future here. She drew in a slow breath and then shifted, lifting herself onto one knee. She shifts around a lot. Like, she doesn't sit still. I want to say that's like the 4th or 7th time I've read the words, she shifted, and then shifted, or something like that. Like, sit the fuck still. You are still wounded. Yeah, you bandaged the wound, but that doesn't fix the wound. Alright? Sit the fuck still. And you've offered me a chance I may never have again. For a moment, her eyes met his. Then she bowed her head. Alexander exhaled slowly and stood. As you wish, then. Legea of Arwitha. Wow, my dyslexia. Arwithia. His voice shifted again. There's shifting. This time, it was tinged with formality that he rarely allowed himself to use. The sound, it resonant, even against the howl of the wind. The sound of it resonated. Yeah, resonated would have been better. Will you forswear all of loyalties you have held before this day and give yourself unto my service? I will. Her voice was tinged with fear, but it was also resolute. Will you serve your liege faithfully under the eyes of Alcina? He drew his rapier and lowered it slowly until the flat of the blade touched upon one shoulder. I will. And will you keep faith to under the eyes of Alve? He lifted his rapier and touched the flat of the blade on her other shoulder. I will. And will your loyalty belong still first to your liege lord, even should you stand alone in the night, under only Silistrana's gaze? She trembled. I will. I swear it upon all that is sacred. He touched his rapier upon her head, that I hereby accept your pledge, and welcome to you my service. Rise. Very slowly, without looking at him, Legea rose to her feet. I am yours to command, my prince. Maker-kun raised his eyebrows at him, unaware of his plight. Again? You never left, she said to him, as he stared in awe. Sometimes with these games, that's like that one Snapcube meme. It's like, and I'm back in the fucking building again! Then I give you now your first order as my vassal, a command that supersedes all others. Despite herself, she looked at him, uncertainly. A lot of uncertainty with this woman. What would you have of me? For a long moment, Alexander held her gaze. I hereby command that under no circumstances are you permitted to die in my service. Her breath caught. My prince? It is as I said. There will be danger in all of this, without question. But I forbid you to die, Ligeia. He allowed himself just the faintest of smiles, one hand reaching out to brush her cheek. The girl stared at him for a long moment, and then the slightest ripple of laughter escaped her. As my prince wills it. Tomorrow we will speak to Arne and decide how to best make journey home. Can you trust her? Arne and I are betrothed. This affects her as much as it does me, and she stands to lose as much as I do by betraying us. Oh. We should get some sleep. I will keep watch while you rest, my lord. And wake me when you grow too weary. All right. Oh, man. I'm just going to save, just in case. That was a nice scene, though. Ready to go to sleep? Yeah, sure, fuck it. Time to get some sleep. Not exactly comfortable, but I'm too tired to particularly care. And I don't want to think right now. Man, I feel that. It's a fucking mood. Normally at the end of the day, I'm like, man, I really don't want to fucking think anymore. I'm just going to go to bed. My lord. Oh, she's blushing. I was underwoke to the sound of Ligeia's voice. Fire burned low in the darkness, deepening the shadow so that he couldn't quite see her face. Something else was wrong, though. Took a moment to realize she was no longer wearing her coat. Her lemon armor. Oh! Oh! Oh no! Avert your eyes, children! Avert your eyes! Whew! I think we're good. I don't know where we're going to put us. I think we're good, though. Yeah. Ooh, black negligee. I just thought about it. Pretty sure some of you are as old as I am, so maybe this isn't so bad. I mean, if it goes like too much into this smut, I'm definitely gonna call it on that. But yeah, so let's see. No other armor beneath. Instead, she wore only a black negligee that stood out against her pale skin. Some part of him wondered where she could have possibly have found that, but he couldn't think clearly enough to truly question it. Clung to her attractively, though, shimmering in the dying flame light. Ligeia? He murmured, sitting up. She was kneeling beside the bedroll he had taken for himself. He realized, a prince. Her voice was softer than he had ever heard it. Shifted nearer to him, and one hand reached out. Her fingers weren't smooth, but they were soft. Their warmth a contrast against the frigid darkness. Seemed so terribly sad before. She leaned nearer in the darkness, the dim light finally illuminating her face as her slender form brushed against his arm. From the way the shimmering fabric clung to her, it was painfully easy to notice how exquisitely the gods had shaped her, and the swell of her breast poignant, but not quite modest, yet perfectly proportioned to her body, which was slender and elegant. She was tall, only half a head shorter than he was. Wow. Wow. Also, that does also raise questions now. Where the fuck did she get that kind of lingerie? Because, like, I have spoken with many women about sexy lingerie, and most of the time, it's sexy, but it is not comfortable. Like, on a rare occasion, you can get comfortable and sexy underwear. But for the most part, it's just not comfortable. Why the fuck would you wear it under your armor? Because that's just going to get it ruined because of the shifting of the armor. And plus, on top of that, it's got to stink like fucking hell because you've been sweating and bleeding. Don't forget the bleeding. I still haven't forgot the bleeding. And all that. So, the only other option is that she had it in her bag, which raises the question, why does she have emergency sexy underwear in her bag? Who the fuck does that other than street workers? Alright? And no shame to street workers. You gotta do what you gotta do in order to get a paycheck. I get that. But what? Part-time averted his gaze, his eyes lingering on Maker plugins list for just a moment too long. Of course, after all, there is naught Oh, there's not with such sway over me as you. The bleeding? She got stabbed! She was stabbed in the side by a poison dagger. Yeah, she took the antidote, but I'm losing my mind. It's fine. It's fine, guys. I'm fine. I'm not losing my mind. You're losing your mind. I'm gonna hit. It's hard, he murmured. I imagine so. Father's dead. I'm not sure I'll really come to terms with that until I'm home again. And yet, the words trailed off. He shook his head. I'm sorry, she whispered, shifting, once again, nearer still. Near enough that she was almost pressed against him. Is there no comfort I can offer my prince? His breath caught as her body molded against him in the darkness. He opened his eyes to answer, but before he could find words, it was her lips against him instead. That same desperation before burning against his lips, a poignant contrast with her girlishly inexperienced kiss. Maker's eyes shimmered with tears, turning her head away to hide her face. Part-time son. Gramercy, mine dear friend. She told him. He'd caught a glimpse of her tears, but there was nothing but of sadness there. Only joy in the gaze. What the fuck are you two writing in the comment in the chat about me? Ugh. In the moment, all the reasons to pull away seemed to vanish, and he hesitated for only an instant before meeting her kiss. This time he couldn't be gentle with her, though. No, the heat upon her lips sparked the fire in his blood that had never truly been extinguished. And his kisses seared against her lips, dominating them, plundering them for the sweetness they promised. She cried out against him, but made no attempt to pull free. No, her body pressed tighter, that should probably be tighter, against him, as one arm caught her waist, his other hand cupping her cheek. Only when she was breathlessly did he draw back, pulling free with a gasp as her eyes opened, hazy and dazed. My lord, she breathed, please, if it would ease your pain, then let me stay with you. This has been fun, Kavanica, but I'm going to stop before I make him uncomfortable. I'm into a lot of things, and there's a lot that does not make me uncomfortable. That does not make me uncomfortable. I'm just curious as to what the fuck is going on, and how much further is it going to go. Yeah, woo, yeah, they got berserk. Where's that Invincible, or not Invincible, the Incredibles meme? And it's like, you and Elastigirl and you guys got busy. They could die at any moment. Yes, you're correct, Valen, because they are in the mountain, in a snowstorm, in a tent, and they had just got done fighting and taking injuries. I want to point that out. My lord! The guy's voice was almost frantic as it cut through the scene like a dagger. The harsh crash. Alexander broke free of the dream. His face flushed and his breathing ragged. Sweat stained his brow as he sat up, staring sightlessly through the shadows of the tent. My lord! Are you alright? You cried out, and I feared. The Syndrome clip, yes, yeah. Oh, come on! I know, it was just a dream. Oh, man. Probably the first boner dream he's had in a long time, but, you know, whatever. I'm fine, yes. It was merely a particularly lurid dream troubling my sleep. I'm sorry. We could have had something there. Frick off. Oh, come on, Kavanica. There's probably better smut out there on AO3 or fanfiction.net. Is fanfiction.net still in existence? I'm kind of terrified to go look. Because I think I still know my old login. Fault isn't yours at all. And you look weary. I doubt I'll find sleep particularly well after that, so I'll take over watch. Are you certain, my lord? I'm certain. Rest well, Legea. There's better smut in your chat. Oh, absolutely. 80% of fanfic is smut. This is also true. Just look at everything Stephanie Meyer wrote. It still exists, but there's a function in Abysmal now. The UI is awful. Yep. As you will, my prince. Good morn, my prince. Good morn. Did you rest well? As well as can be expected under the circumstances. I think... Will we leave today? Fear we must. I rebel that I am away. My lord, I will only ask you this once, but have you considered that you need not return unto whatever awaits you in Versailles? I have. I've lived here as mere lord for nearly 2 years now. It would be easy to don that mask and slip away into the night. But in truth, I could not be satisfied with that life. No, I was born to rule. It is my duty and desire and my destiny. I long ago accepted that fate and all that it may demand of me. Yeah, I'm still not fully sold on the border around the chat, but it's slowly growing on me. Then I will follow you where that destiny leads. Well, it leads currently to my bed, because I still have a boner from last night. What? What? Time to go. Okay, we're joining the party. Oh, I got it. Prelude, the calm before the storm. Complete the prelude. That was an achievement. Court was most wearisome today. Oh wait, no, this is the new king. He kind of looks like a dick. He is the cousin, so maybe it would sound kind of like a... court was most wearisome today. Can you blame them? You have told them their rightful lord is their enemy. I mislike your tone, my lady. Mislike it all you wish. Prince Alexander is the rightful heir, and yet you've yet to show any proof of your allegations against him. Whatever you may wish to believe, do not be so quick to forget that I am your king, Veronica. For now, perhaps. Have care what enemies you make, my lord. No king rules alone. Begone with your empty threats. I have not the patience for idle words. That woman is trouble. Perhaps, but she makes a fine point, my lord. The law of succession, in fact, quite explicitly forbade you from holding the throne. And when the rightful heir is guilty of high treason, what would you have me do? Sit idly while our great kingdom flounders? Yet to see any proof of this alleged treason. Come now, my lords. Let us not be at each other's throats. There is much to be done still before we have the luxury of bickering. Let us conclude the day's business and speak upon the morrow. I am not certain, Lord Cassander, that is not already too late to forestall turning upon one another. Let it be known that the Order of Olive does not support your claim to the throne, my lord. Tread carefully. A moment, Grandmaster. What of the Order of Alicina? Or Alcina? She'll be as we agreed. So long as your word to support the Order holds true, you too shall... so too shall the Order support you. Wow. So... 2 of 5, I guess? We need to do something about that wretched woman, Cassandra. She sows discord amongst them where there was none. Surely you see it. Patience, my king. All things in time. Lady Veronica has certain popularity with the lords and people. Oh man, he's going full Joffrey, isn't he? Have you still no news from the Kilvari, then? Soon, your majesty. What ought to arrive with the next airship. Good. I've little and less love for such lowly stratagems, but I grow weary of this. The throne is mine by right, and if Alexander were to return, Massalia can ill afford a war of succession while the threat of Equestria looms above us all. War is coming, Cassandra. We must be ready for it. If I am to justify using such methods, then we cannot afford to fail. As you say, your majesty, you act as you must for the sake of your people. I feel like there's 3 people I need to stab now. Can the prince truly be a traitor? The thought has troubled my heart as well. I prayed to Alcina for guidance in this matter since the allegations were first made, yet she gives no answer. You're Mr. Stabbing #1. As in, I'm going to stab you first, but you're not the one I want to stab the most. Your face alone tells me I should stab you. You see that face? That's a stabbing face. And that's not a face you make when you're going to stab. Well, I mean, it's kind of a face you make when you're going to stab somebody. But that's a face you make when you're going to get stabbed. There's a lot of reading in this game than gameplay. It worked very well in a visual novel. I keep saying that, but it's true. Yes, there is a lot of reading. Without her guidance, I fear your first duty must be the kingdom of Versalia. I sense no deceit in King Antipater. Truly, but I can. Imagine no other with more reason to discredit the prince than he. Nonsense. King Antipater has always been a just man. He looks to Alcina, even when the land is thick with fools and infidels. Have care, brother. We will not win over the hearts of the Versalian people by condemning them. For too long have they rejected Alcina's grace as it is. Every moment that we delay is an affront to her glory. Glory? She's some immortal queen to you who cares for glory, Perseus? You know, that was not my meaning. If we surely were to win over these people, I should think we would do better to help the prince, and then reap his gratitude, than to support an usurper who would turn his cloak before the king's body has grown cold. To the people we support the prince, and he should return. Or should he return? Wow, my dyslexia is kicking in my ass again. Bleh. What is with thy tongue? Pot time. If anything, I really do like the fact of everything that they've done with the settings and everything. A lot of gold, so that just tells me this place is corrupt. There's a room where someone declares they're a god of the world. Okay, I'm not the only one getting that feeling. I thank you, Valen, for confirming my bias. Oh, man. The guy who's going to get stabbed is going to get stabbed a lot. Because he's going to be like, but I am God! Some, perhaps, but the rest will expect him to be the same tyrant his father was. What reason have we to think that he would have any less contempt for us than did Antiochus? Enough. Regardless of what might suit our purposes best, our first duty is with truth and justice. I will review the evidence and continue my prayer to Alcina, but unless aught comes to light, the order will support his majesty. I yield to your wisdom, Grandmaster. Why do I get the feeling that the evidence is like a partially crumpled up note that just says, "Trust me, bro"? My king, I failed you. Have I but done my duty then? And perhaps still you might draw breath. I failed you, and I fear I may now fail you again. The kingdom you fought so hard to preserve threatens to split apart at the very seams. Please, my king, lend me your strength. Lend me your strength that I might see Versalia through this storm, that I might do honor unto your memory. Corina. It's just Corina? Alexander, may Celestrina's grace guide you home safely. No, hold on. You had a lot to say to the king's, grave. And I'm guessing you turned to the queen's grave and like, fuck you. Or something, and then... Fuck. Press any... What? What? Why did it title screen like that? That was weird. I was worried that was the end. We should make sure we didn't miss aught of use out of here. And head back to talk to Arne. It's early, so she's probably in her tower. I mean, was there anything else in here? It's not. Oh wait. Let's see. Attack goes up and speed goes up. Designed for accuracy rather than speed. Just give it a try. There's a room wherein someone declares they're a god, and I'm going to be that god, Valen. Behold, my stuff. Honestly, I kind of probably would do that. Just have like a big room that's like super gaudy. Like, I hate the room. I hate it so much. And also, I'd like to point out, the snow and ice in here melted very quickly. Can I actually search in here? No, okay. So much for that magic seal. Oh, hello. There. Did I see you leaving the ruins? Yeah, sorry I asked. Glare at me like that. Let it be a warning. I will stab you. Ask Renaud. I stabbed him. Something in the air this morn bodes ill. Please take care, my lord. Do I have money? I have money. Oh, it's probably a good idea to go see if they have anything. Fucking fingers. Come on. Fucking fingers. So is it clutch your map? Just browsing. So over there to have something more combat for here. I was hoping it was combat related stuff too. You know, like enchanted armors or enchanted accessories. That'd be cool. But no. Fuck me, I guess. No, same thing as last time. What about you? Ugh. What about in here? Skill of the Thieves, you're into potions. I have 17 of these potions. I think I'll be fine. Watch, I'll need 18 potions at some point. Well, let's go find the fiancé. I'm sure things are going well up there. Totally not gonna, you know, pop in. Oh, Renaud's still there, talking to whoever that is. Sure, we won't pop into here and just find she's dead. That would be fucking great, I guess. Oh, Nick, can we come in? Alexander, just a moment. Oh, barely. Sought amiss? I fear entirely too much is amiss. Look very grim. That's blood on your armor, isn't it? We should go sit down. So we tracked the Kavari to the ruins and made certain none of them escaped. It'll buy us some time, at least, but only a little. You've done it by yourself if she had let you, wouldn't you? Perhaps. You know I would have come along if you just asked. If we failed, I wanted you to at least be safe. A chivalry is going to get you killed one of these days, Alexander. You can't always protect everyone. And since when have you been part of everyone, Ardney? I would be a very poor prince indeed if I had made no attempt to protect those closest to me, which, much less anyone else. Should have known better than try to argue this with you. You survived, though. That's what truly matters, isn't it? It is. I'm sorry you were caught up in all this, though. You're a brave girl. I don't think anyone could have blamed you for running away last night. I know Alexander isn't in a good position to reward that right now, but if there is aught you might desire for that, my lady, tell me, and I will see to it that my father provides it. That will not be necessary, Your Grace. I have a message. Why do I have a message? sorry. I had a message from the girlfriend, and I had to respond. Are you sure? She will be coming with me, back to Versailles. What? I've accepted Legea into my service as a knight. So you wouldn't even ask me for help last night, but now you're going to drag her deeper into this mess with us. With all due respect, Your Grace, I made the choice to come. I know the danger. If you mean to dissuade someone from this, then it ought to be me, not him. That was rude of me. I apologize. I meant no offense. I've just known Alexander for too long not to think he probably manipulated you into this. Perhaps another would see it that way, but I promise you that I've made this decision on my own, or of my own will, and for my own reasons as much as his. Well, if you're going to be returning with us, then I'll have to insist on one thing. I told you last night to call me Your Grace. As you wish, Your Grace. Why do I get the feeling you're going to enjoy doing that? So it's already us, then. Those are wrong that you meant to insist on returning with me as well. Wrong? No, of course not. If you had any doubt I'd be coming along, my lord, I would say you knew me poorly indeed. Besides, whatever the danger in Versailles, I would be in more here once your cousin realizes his assassins have failed them. I would be a rather tempting target. Agreed. Antipater is a competent general, but he's a soldier, not a ruler. I think he'd see having you killed as an easy way to solve the problem, instead of having it as a sure way to turn your father against him. That only leaves the question of how we ought to return. There's an airship arriving after the holidays, of course. That would be the obvious solution, I suppose. Which makes it a very bad idea, does it not? Very bad idea. On the other hand, none of us are used to hard riding, and the trip would take nearly 2 moons on horseback, even if we were. What do you have in mind, then? We take an airship, just not the one they're expecting. There are 5 cities with an airship landing within a week's travel. Avalonia is obviously out of the question, and 2 of the others share the same circuit. Have you considered going to Calistray first? I'm certain your father must have some idea of what's going on. Definitely intend to meet with your father, but I was thinking we'd make for Equestria first and enter from the south. Equestria? But isn't the border heavily fortified? It is, but if father is really dead, then it's the only matter of time before war breaks out. I need to see for myself how soon that's going to happen. Well, if nothing else, no one would expect us to come that way. Looks like the most feasible route is through Hibernia. It's not on the same airship route as Alvonia, and it connects to Equestria. Shouldn't take more than 3 days' travel to get there. And the next airship comes in 5 days. We should have plenty of time. We ought to. Prepare for the journey, then. May I leave a letter to be delivered to my father? If aught happens to us, then I would like him to know what became of me. Of course, we should also make certain that we have all the supplies we need, and aught else we want to bring along. I'll miss this room. There's not much I care to take with me of it. Some things I like to take along, not too much, just... That's fine. I'll leave orders for the academy to hold anything we don't bring along. The maids clean my chambers on Alcidae morning. Probably later this week is the holiday, so if I leave them there, we should be long gone before anyone finds them. And then we can have the rest of it brought once we've made it through all of this. When? I refuse the alternative. We will succeed. Upon the lips of anyone else, I would think those words foolish, my prince, but to hear you say them, I almost can believe them. Well, that's decided then. We certainly wouldn't want to make our prince a liar. Do need to at least pack some clothing. You should go get ready too. Can I go through your stuff? I was impressed at how effortlessly Sandra makes her appearance look when she does put a fair amount of effort. Oh, she just looks great naturally. Bullshit. Algebra homework. Mostly garnets and rubies. Actually, I found a number of dresses in here. Let's not go rifling through the lady's undergarments on second thought. Ugh. I mean, I kind of want to go rifling through them, but you know, that's me. But of course, you can't do what Ian wants. What's up here? I don't need to stay warm, but she does have visitors at times. Yeah, let's see. I'll be the one to determine if nothing of interest is down there. Oh, great. It's them. Foolish girl has come out eventually. We shall simply have to wait for her. Are you certain this is wise, my lord? Couldn't we just let it go? No, we certainly cannot. No one disgraces me and gets away with it. Indeed. You! This wretched girl is with you still? Perhaps I'm wasting my time here, then. I don't have time for you right now, Renaud. Why don't you go scuttle back to your chambers? You dare? You may have bested me once, but if you imagine... Stand aside, or the next one will find your heart, coward. Like, yeah. You would threaten me, my dear? That is exceedingly foolish. Control your pet, Alexander. If I cannot have her, then do not presume I would hesitate to see her put down for this. If you speak of her that way once more, Renaud, you shouldn't have a tongue to speak with. Sorry, my lord, but I'm not fighting him again. Worthless knave. You would threaten me here, in full view of so many, over what is simple truth. Play with the common all you like, my lord, but you are a fool if you imagine it can be aught more. But regardless of your delusions, I shall not contest you over a mere commoner. Do with her as you like. Sorry, my prince. I acted out of turn, but I wanted to kill him. Goddess, I wanted as a heartbeat away from truly putting an arrow through his heart. I won't say he didn't deserve it, or that you would have been wrong to, but, wretched as he may be, he was not worth staining your hands. I never really stopped to think about the fact that I've killed now. I need a little more time alone. Going to go pack my things. Yeah, wait a moment. My prince? I know the path I've asked you to walk may be painted red with blood, but I promise I'll never ask you to kill unjustly. Thank you, my prince. I just need to think about the things a little. Of course. I'll be back once I've packed my things. Widdly waddly, widdly waddly. Actually, can I go down here? Spare supplies. We need the spare supplies. What should I do? That's rather dull. Aside from the novel, couldn't hurt to write some quick notes on important matters in case they'd be useful to Gaia. Alexander, community times will open from time into if you... Oh wait, I'm supposed to do this in the silly voice. You may use Alexander's notebook from the items menu if you wish to review basic information regarding key locations in Noblesse, Oblige. Not leaving that at my teapot, a fairly supply of tea. Oh, tea is super important. Diagram is just for show. Natural powers. Small blessing to install this. Pity is small indeed. Need to read this again. Clearly Veronica was trying to warn me, but no time for that right now. Library, but important before to keep my desk. Corpses. Yeah, I guess they don't have anything important. Bottom floors are last. Nope. Guess she and father are together now. Definitely bringing this though. Should be everything, including more appropriate attire for the journey. Should go check on the others. Wait. This guy is pretty enough. Anything up here of value? No? Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna go kill him again. Ready to go? I am. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little afraid of what the future holds, but I've never really had a future worth worrying about before now. Thank you for your faith in me, Ligea. Now to go get the red-headed wife. Hey, baby. What you doing? Ready to go? Guess so. God, it's scarcely been a bell since you told me, and here we are about to go off across the continent. Feels like a dream. Truly does. A nightmare, actually. Sorry you're being dragged into this, aren't I? It's not like I could avoid it. You've been happy here, though. The fuck was that? I don't know if my mic picked it up, but I just fucking heard something in the background. I think the cat was messing with something. Maybe I have, but it would be rather unbecoming for me to resent going with you when I'm going to be your queen, wouldn't it? Do you think I'd care if it was unbecoming, Arne? All the reason, at least, if one of us should. Let's go, my lord. So, much left to do but get a few supplies in town, then. I swear to God, if we get stopped one more time by, you know, douchey McDouche face, I could stab him. Potions, I guess. Hi, cat. So food and supplies as well as potions, correct? Planning on an outing this weekend. Of course, my lord. What can I get for you? Well, should be everything. Please let me know if you need naught else, my lord. And a few things I've kept in the Kurvari camp should cover supplies. Forgive me if this is a foolish question, but is money going to be any sort of issue for us, my lord? On the face of it, not particularly. Assuming we don't decide to buy several hundred potions, the coin I have with me will get us to Versalia without issue. And I bought the supplies on credit. However, once we arrive, things will be more complicated. We need to discuss the situation with Veronica. We're truly certain that we can trust Lady Veronica, though. Her letter could be a trap. If she ever has betrayed me, then we have little chances regardless. Or even if she even has betrayed me. Who is she, if I may ask? Fear I know little and less of your homeland. Veronica is the woman who raised me. My mother died when I was scarcely 6 summers old, and father was not a man suited to raising a child alone. Sorry, my prince. I did not mean to stir unhappy memories. No, it's better that you should know. If there is anyone at all in Versalia I can still trust, then I'm certain it's Veronica. We should get going, anyway. Money is too much of a problem. My father would likely be willing to help. Wait, would it not be worth checking the other shops? Well, I know they don't have aught that I could use, but it could be worth checking for the two of you. Now I guess I can buy some fucking gear. Let's see. Okay, I could use that. Provides greater defense, mobility. Moderate heavy cloak running around leather protects against physical damage. No. Oh, it's a cloak. Do I have anything? I don't know. What about over here? Magical equipment? Maybe? Maybe now I'll finally get magical equipment? Oh, the Princess Iron and everything. Surely you could convince her to look at our dresses, my lord? Well, not this again. Dresses are no way practical in this weather, says the pyromancer. Traitor. Fine. And to speak more plainly, I have no interest in dresses. Good day. As though I'm missing something here. Just Alexander being insufferable. He knows I can't stand wearing dresses. But they suit you so well when you do. Enough with that. It's just an old joke between us. Don't pay it any mind. Ooh, it's a corsage. Ah, so there is magical equipment. Check the memes channel on the Discord. I don't know. Yeah, floor space. Does not provide much combat utility. Alexander can look pretty with it, though. Have another victory. New pair of gloves. 2 of these just to be safe. 2 of these just to be safe. Oh boy. What heresy have you put in there? I'm doing a silly voice and then hit some Noblesse. Oh, hold on. Will this pull up for me?
I have to try to.
Apologies, I'm trying to get it to pull up. Here we go.
Help people with my music.
Some people are saying that your new music sounds a lot like Bob Dylan.
Well, maybe Bob Dylan sounds a lot like me. You know, how come nobody ever asked Bob Dylan why you sound so much like Dewey Cox?
Mailboxes drip like lampposts in the twisted.
I think I remember this movie, and I remember hating it. I think part of the reason why I didn't like that movie is that actor in particular. I don't like that actor. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. I just don't like that actor. They've always struck me as like, I'm super trying to be funny. You don't like him? Not really, no. It's a corsage for you, my lady. And I like to point out, I'm kind of stupid, but I still don't like him. Dueling gloves, or corsage. So the corsage provides defense, magic defense, and luck. Dueling gloves makes me smack harder, so I'm gonna do the smacking harder. It's underutilized. First I didn't like him, but grew to like him since Step Brothers. I don't like Will Ferrell either. I don't like either of them. To me, it's a mixture of they're not funny and I don't know. I don't like their face. I don't like their voice. It's like that one thing from The Big Lebowski. I don't like your jerk off face. I don't like your jerk off, you know, whatever. This is it. Once we leave Avonia, there's no turning back. Fuck it. Let's go. I think it's like Bob Hat Goldthwait. He just can't help how it sounded like that. I love both Will and John. The thing is, I remember the jokes about Bobcat. It's like, oh, hi guys. I mean, you know, I can't really control how things are. I used to actually do his voice pretty often as a kid. How are you two holding up? Well enough. I was afraid I'd need to do more work to clear the path, but the road seems clear enough. Alright. I always like to slip away from the school once in a while, so I'm used to walking. Good to hear. Even so, I apologize for the conditions on this leg of the journey. Look, you have to do something. Ralph and Liana are in serious danger. You have to understand, my lord, I'm doing all I can. I'll report this to the Avalonian Knights as soon as my shift here is up. I can't leave the road undefended. What good is it guarding the road if someone can get kidnapped by bandits just a few arrow flights out of the academy? My lord, your companions... if your companions were really taken by bandits, they're in no danger. Any bandit foolish enough to operate in Avonian soil could only be doing it for the value of a ransom. Bandits, you say? Lord Alexander, what are you doing out here? Trying to make a trip over the holiday weekend, after all. What's this about bandits? It's terrible. Ralph, Liana, and I, we were out here. Adventuring's what we called it, but it wasn't really that. But the highway has been safe. So, we weren't paying much attention. This place ahead, a little avalanche happened, so we were working our way past it, then suddenly there were bandits all around. Ralph and I tried to fight them off, but we're not really warriors, my lord, like you. There was so many of them, and we never had a chance. They took Ralph and Liana and left me there wounded. And now this guard says he can't do anything to help. I said, you're a great fighter, and that's Princess Arina with you, right? Can you do something about this, please? Now, hold on. The Knights of Olin will handle this. You should turn around and head back to the Academy, Princess. The last things we need is to give these bandits more hostages. I'm afraid turning back isn't an option. Give us a moment. This is lovely. Your luck at work, Alexander. Probably. I think we should help them, my lord. Ralph and Liana aren't bad people, and the bandits will probably try to trouble us anyway. Do you really care about them? It's not like they ever did much to stop people from hassling you. With all due respect, Your Grace, neither do you. The choice is yours, of course, but I believe we should help them, my prince. I have to disagree. It's certainly involve us. Let's keep moving. I agree with Legay. Or I agree with Arne, but I think it's just a way of saying, who do I want to butter? I guess I'll butter Legay. We're Legay. They're not bad people, and these bandits will probably try and stop us anyway. Besides, wherever they're holed up would probably make a good place to pass the night. Thank you, my prince. I suppose having to deal with them was probably inevitable, but we can't afford to linger helping random people all the time, Alexander. I know that. It's not exactly adding days to our travel. We're just stopping a little earlier than we would otherwise. Fair enough. Sir Eric, how badly are you hurt? Can I turn back now? And so a confrontation with these bandits seems inevitable. Unskilled or not, we could make use of your axe. I'd love to pay the bastards back, but I took an arrow in the shoulder. I can come along if you want anyway, though. Damn. But you might as well, considering we shan't be returning back to escort Ralph and Liana. If you would do best to stick together. I can't thank you enough for doing this, my lord. You make a mistake here, my lord. You're just going to make more work for the Avalonian Knights. We shall see. And my axe! Since bandits fell upon you. Aye, my lord. We were just passing through these boulders when they fell upon us from all sides. Tried to buy time for them to run, but knowing Ralph, he didn't even try. No argument there. Look here, you see out up ahead. No, my lord. There are tracks, but the snow has already all but covered them. I wonder. Keep an eye out. Something catch your interest? Just thinking, how odd would you say that guard tried to stop us? So you did notice that too. Not certain, but it seemed rather suspicious to me. Especially after your rank came up. Let's see if there's a good spot around here to hide. Good spot, my lord. The prince here, I believe some bandits hid here earlier. Then we wait. What's wrong? Should probably just move on before the snow gets any wet. Hold. My lord, glad you see well. I was just coming to see how your ill-advised adventure was coming along. And here I thought you couldn't leave your post. Well, I was just so concerned, your grace. The thought of a princess falling into the hands of bandits. Then what are you holding in your hand there? This? Well, oh, confound it all. Surrounded, my lord. Surrounded the princess. We'll let you go. What was that? Fools really have no idea what you're in for. As the party's leader and liege lord, Alexander now has access to command skills. These skills are generally provide beneficial effects for one or more allies, but each may be used only once per combat and share a 5-round cooldown. The effects of the prince's commands vary based on loyalty, and we checked in the status menu of each party member. So wait, does command in general have, Oh, so when I get more of them, they're all one use, and if I use one, I gotta wait 5 turns before I use the next. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. Okay. Oh, it heals. How quaint. How wonderful. How... Fireball! Wait, hold on. Yes. Fireball. Ah, they're trying to blind me. Bunch of bullshit. Cloak spin. Bow arts. Eeny, meeny, money, you. Fireball. And I just thought of something. This game would make a terrible drinking game. Purely because just off of the two scenes where it's like written in a book, if I took a shot every time it said shifted or uncertainly, I would be dead right now. That thought just occurred to me. I'd have taken so many shots. I drink rum, so. Lunge. No. Precise shot. Let's fireball it again. Much better. Yeah. Ah, nullified that. Okay. I see. That's how it's gonna be. Thanks for the money. How are you so strong? None of your concern. In fact, very little will be your concern at all very shortly. Wait, please. I have absolutely no reason not to end your wretched life, unless you make yourself useful to me. Tell me, where are the rest of the bandits? They'll kill me if they find out I betrayed them, and he's going to kill you if you don't. Maybe you should have thought this through before you decided it was a good idea to sell us out. You have one chance. Tell me, and we'll let you go. Though, I imagine you'll want to leave the area before Sir Eric here speaks to the Knights of Avalonia. Refuse and, well, fine. You're hidden on the other side of this cliff, in the little nook, like, in the rock. They have a lot of archers, and it really is a defensible spot. That's all I know, I swear. Very good. Let me go on, and pray we never cross paths again. Man, you could be really scary. Might mean to never get on your bad side. I suppose so. But we should get moving. Hello? Go south, be careful. They didn't bother me. But I saw what looked like a band of bandits heading the other way. Go that way. Maybe you like some potions. Are you masturbating in those? Oh no, that you're digging in his sack. You're digging in your sack. Oh god, he is! I think it was the layer spoke up ahead. Likely, it doesn't look like there's another way to approach it. Cliffs on one side, river on the other. But for mercy, they don't seem to have noticed that mirror signal earlier. I'll hang back when you want to get in your way. My lord, this damn wound. That's fine. Hopefully this won't take long. So the question is, how do we sneak up on them or play the hapless travelers? They both have their advantages, or a combination, perhaps. I can play the hapless traveler while the two of you move into position, conveniently putting yourself in considerable more danger. All things considered, I'm not sure there's any avoiding that. I'll have to draw their fire, one way or another. That may be true, my lord. I swore to protect you. Which is to say, neither of us are going to let you walk up to them alone. I suppose I can hardly argue if Her Grace Princess Arnair commands it. Oh, by Alave, don't you start that hat too, or so help me, I'll... You'll what, my dear Arnair? Oh, nothing terribly important, your majesty. I would never think of doing aught that would make my lord and master uncomfortable. Perish the thought. Point taken. In all seriousness, though, I think we would do our best to let the bandits think us just more travelers. At best, they'd expect us to put up a token fight like Ralph's group. Agree. The best chance of surprising them that way. I'm not really sure we could get close enough to attack without being seen. Probably not. The sentries look rather alert. Alright then. Are you ready? I am a prince. As ready as I expect to be. There's wolves down there. Wolvies. You there! Hold it! My chin is ginormous. I said hold it. You just made a big mistake. Did I? Afraid you'll have to enlighten me as to what it was. We're just passing through. You noble brats are so oblivious. 2 grips in one day? That's my kind of luck. If you know what's good for you, you'll just set your weapons down real easy now. Afraid I still don't understand. You want my sword, you say? Look, you don't need to understand, just... Ugh. Just straight up like... Oh, you want my sword? Okay, just stabs him. Doors have cover. It won't be easy to hit, but they won't be able to hit us as well either. Well, that is wonderful. By the way, I'm just going to go ahead and Wind Veil onto Audney. You are going to focus, and Audney, I would greatly appreciate it if you decided to fireball that one. Oh, they're going to target her. Alrighty. Bastion. Bow arts. Precise shot. Spells. Fireball on them again. Aha. See, I knew it was a good idea to put Wind Veil on her. And bow arts. Spells, fireball. Ow. Alright, so that one's gonna die soon. Command, Princess Command. Heals her. Let's see. Lunge. I'm probably low enough for that. Ah, I baited. Well, still dead. Yeah, stop blinding me, you bastard. Lunge. Attack. Fire burst. Yep, we're totally the oblivious ones. Let's hurry, though. His friends inside definitely heard that. Us there. No treasure? No treasure? No corpses to loot? Intruders, to arms! Whoa! That's a lot of midriff showing on there. That is not proper armor. You are dangerously going to die from a sword there. Or an arrow. Or just a fireball in general. Let's see. Cloak spin. Aim shot. Fireball. And then Bastion, Heartseeker, Fireball. So I should put that one under 25. Oh, fucking Heartseeker missed. Bullshit. That's them. Aim them. Fire burst. Alright, so the ranged are dead. I still like how quick combat goes, and it still does require a little bit of, like, strategy in a sense. Man, this one has lunge it. Okay. You know, while I am appreciative of this combat, I definitely feel like the combat is secondary. Like a very heavy secondary. Maybe a thirdary. Thirdary? Ooh, they learn new abilities. Wait, please! Why should we? You were trying to kill us just a moment ago. It's like I want to kill anyone. So you joined a gang of bandits. I find that hard to believe. This isn't the life I wanted, but the choice is there. No one take a woman as a knight. Adventurers are lucky if they make coin to eat. There's not wrong about that much, my lord. No, perhaps not. And yet a knight defends the weak, and a bandit preys upon them. Look, now there isn't much I could do to convince you, but please, beg you, I don't want to die like this. I despise those who prey on the weak. Despise them, and I refuse to become one of them. You can go on one condition. Anything, I swear it. Give up banditry. If I were anyone else, you'd be dead or worse right now. I can't say you're wrong about that. I'm not half as good as I thought. Do you really think she'll reform? Maybe not, but as bandits go, this lot doesn't seem particularly vicious. Not enough to justify killing her in cold blood. Guess that's fair enough. I think it was the right choice, my prince. In any case, let's finish clearing this place out and find Ralph. What about the other one? Not just Ralph. Oh, and one other thing. Yes, my lord? Get proper armor. You won't live long enough with your stomach exposed like that. Oh, thank good. Actually, someone says it. Also, I'd like to point out, brutally myrtleizes the three guys, but doesn't kill the woman. I feel a trope. Really sorry to charge you this, Liana. Oh, come on. This is your fault more than anyone else's. Well, want to go adventuring? God, I hope Eric's alright, though. Eric's tough. She'll be back with help. I only pray that it happens before they realize I'm not a virgin, though. Hey, don't talk like that. We're gonna get out of here, safe and sound. Man, I wish I was actually as confident as I'm acting, though. The two of them are on fire at the moment. Just find the key and send them on their way. Look, the bandits weren't ready to use them as hostages when we attacked. Try to decide. Eh, fuck it. Hello, checks my notes. Fuck nuggets. Prepare to all die. Ignite a target. Inflicting them with a 3 stacks of burning, 9-round cooldown. Hello, bandit. Would you like to become ashes? Oh, of course, they target her. Spells, Windveil, Lycaria. You... What's Barb? Barb's just low damage to inflicts bleed, 6 with pre-directed, do not stack. But I want them to stack. Alright, and then Fireball. You. Alright, and now Foot spin. Yeah, I definitely feel like this would have been a lot better as a visual novel. It feels like they kind of like matched a visual novel together with a classic RPG, and because of that, like the balance between the two is non-existent. And I don't want to sound like, oh, that's terrible that they're non-existent, because that's not the case. It's more of there's supposed to be a balance between the action and the story. There's a few games that do it very well. One of the ones that I say does definitely do it very well has to be technically not even an RPG. The first Destiny game. In the sense that you got like 15 minutes of action, 2 to 3 minutes of story, 15 minutes of action, 2 to 3 minutes of story. You know, it was broken up that way. So that way you're not constantly just essentially being bogged down by one or the other. You're getting a nice dosage of both. It keeps it moving, keeps it from, like, you know, losing you or anything like that. But then there's other games, and I'll be honest, when it comes to a lot of long cutscenes, it's the question of whether or not it's keeping you engaged. Engagement is a very big thing. There have been some games where the cutscenes were really too long, and I lost interest. I can't help that. It didn't keep me engaged. And while this is an interesting game, I will be honest, I'm not entirely sure it's one that I would have played if no one suggested it. It's not bad, it's just more of, there's a fuck lot of reading. And long cutscenes. Again, it's not bad, but it needs balance. Not much of these. Certainly not worth selling. Discard the spear. Well, fuck you too. Aether Drought. I wonder why Maidens had Aether Potions. Money. Archer's Ribbon. That sounds like something for Legea. Ooh, it's a headgear. Normally can use about Judge Wind. Attack goes up, defense goes up, magic defense goes up, and speed goes up. I keep saying that. Work great as a visual novel, but the combat is very one after another, and it gets tedious real quick. At least to me. Oh no, it does. Tank stance. I feel like maybe, just maybe, cloak spin. I should have a big drink. Now, I want ice cream. That's what I want. Kiwanuka, go to the store and get me ice cream. I want chocolate chip and mint, but I don't want them the same. I want them two separate. Like, I want a thing of chocolate chip ice cream, and I want a thing of mint ice cream. They have to be separate. Yeah, here I go. If someone ever says, hey, do you want a banana split? And it's like, no, I'm not really feeling a banana split. I'm definitely feeling like splitting your legs open. Hey, hey. It's been 2 years since you had ice cream? That sounds depressing. I don't care if I'm dying of diabetes or something. I'm having me some fucking ice cream. Is that a maid? Please, just a few more songs and the food will be done. Ah, please, my lord, I swear I'm not one of these Spanish. I was just a traveler. Please don't hurt me. I'm not here to hurt you, my lady. The bandits won't trouble you anymore. Truly? Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Should we believe her? That's kind of a likely story. Not really, but we're not here to hunt down every bandit, so it doesn't matter beyond the point. Yeah, nothing to loot. If there are more outside, we'll likely need to finish the fight them all at once. Yeah, means we're probably gonna have like a thing in a moment. Alright. I've killed everyone. Boss, we got company. They killed my brother. My twin brother. Whose chin was slightly bigger than mine. Well, what have we here? More nobles? It's terribly rude to enter uninvited, you know. A monumental breach of etiquette, no doubt. But you'll have to simply forgive us. We heard you were such a generous host to Lord Ralph and Lady Lyanna. Well, of course. I always treat my guests well. Well enough that they simply can't bring themselves to leave, in fact. As you'll find out soon enough. And you there, my lady, red hair, carrying a mage's weapon. Could you perhaps be Princess Arne? I would rather relish in the chance of entertaining such an esteemed guest. I was starting to think you just liked hearing yourself talk. Yes, I'm Arne. Would you like to know what became of the last person who thought I'd bring him a good ransom? I always have time for a good story. As I recall it, no one could identify his charred remains for weeks. It's quite rude to threaten your host. Oh, man. You have a very nice hat that I am going to regretfully have to incinerate with the rest of you. Do a focus. And you... Fireball. Also, I haven't had sweet tea in a while. I should make sweet tea. Ooh. Oh. They are going to be focusing on our name. Alrighty. Alrighty. So I'm just going to put a wind veil over on you, and then you are going to barbed arrow, and you are going to keep fireballing. Alrighty. That turned out well. I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna just get rid of that. Wait, no. That was the bleed, wasn't it? Let's do a cloak spit. And... Side shot. And we're just gonna keep doing a fireball. Alright, and Bastion. Aim shot. Fireball. The Pyromaniac Pyromancer, Arne the Red. May she burn all that look upon her. Hello, sir. Would you like a stabbing? Alrighty, so momentum, attack, and cauterized RNA. Ow. Now I know why they gave us Heartseeker. For the chance of ending combat sooner. Oh. Didn't work. Well, there goes Robin Hood. Got the Silky. Never thought I'd actually lose. Well, that takes care of the bandits. We should go free Ralph and then set up camp for the night. Those supports inside didn't seem the best shape, though. There looks fairly sheltered, though. We could probably make camp out here. Besides, it would feel less morbid after we killed so many in there. I don't really have a preference, so if you prefer that, I have nothing against it. Looks like I care about the cold. Is she going to become like more tsundere or something? And if that's the case, why do I got to deal with the tsundere? Why do I got to deal with 2 games in a row that have tsundere? I'm not into tsundere. Actually, no, that's a lie. My girlfriend technically fits that. So, wait, no. She's very straightforward and forthcoming with her feelings. You have anything to say now after killing all your friends? Nope. Same thing. Okay. All your friends are dead. Stay back. I'm warning you. If you're trying to hurt Leon... Nice to see you too, my lord. Princess Irene? It's really you. Alexander. Prince Irene. Ligera. God, I don't know how you got here. But you need to run this... Relax. We've taken care of the bandits and you're all free to go. Place is full of bandits and wait, what? It's not wrong, my lord. The bandits' leader is dead and any who remain have surely fled by now. Really? But how? Germany didn't seem to have any interest in coming with us yesterday. Suffice to say, circumstances have changed, my lady. We ran across Sir Eric while we were passing through, and from there... Man, I can't thank you guys enough. Yeah, that could have been so much worse if you hadn't shown up. I think I need to break from this whole adventuring thing for a while after this. Same. It'll be a while before I can swing my axe properly. Someday I'm going to be as strong as you, Alexander. I want to be able to keep my friends safe without just relying on others all the time. A noble aspiration. I wish you well in it. But you ought to make haste if you mean to return to the academy. Yeah, we should go. Thank you again. And I wish you luck at whatever brought you out here. Truth will probably need it. Farewell, Liana. Princess, you sound sad. There's nothing to worry about. You should be on your way. Yeah, well, I won. Well, not much to do but make camp. I guess so. Do I really have to like walk all the way through here to like back to here just to get to the campsite just to... Yep. I don't know why you couldn't just like cut the scene, you know? Just instantly fade to black, fade back into here. That'd have made more sense. I'll gather some firewood. See what I can find to make for dinner then. You can cook, Your Grace? Never much cared for being waited on, honestly. Someone else should have been born a princess. Make sure there aren't any bandits lingering. Gonna find wet wood, Your Grace. Maybe it wasn't the best idea as wanting to camp out here. It's fine. Oh. Fear I may never grow used to that. Give it time. I'll try not to be quite so casual about it around you, though. Didn't mean to startle you. Thank you. Need not worry on my account. You don't like me much, do you? It isn't that, You're a little like I had imagined, watching you from afar. Oh, and how do you imagine me? Some aloof princess, maybe? Suppose that's what most people expect. Something like that. You just seemed untouchable, as if we lived in different worlds. Now, how would you feel if I said you've always intimidated me? I would think that surely you spoke in jest. Well, you'd be wrong. You're so serious and focused. Maybe you should have been born a princess instead of me. I think you surely overestimate me, Your Grace. I give my all because I could never succeed with less. Wonder who Alexander would agree with. If somehow I've intimidated you, may I ask how it is that he does not? Fair question, I suppose. Probably just how long we've known each other. Honestly, the way we met wasn't so different. My sisters were never particularly fond of me. I was the Fey child, and they knew their mothers hated me. So it was easy for them to be cruel. I'd always stopped them, but she was the only one. At least until one day, King Antiochus came to visit Father and brought his son along. Does sound like him. Always admired him, but I never truly considered that he might be betrothed. He hasn't told you about our arrangement, has he? Your arrangement? We may be betrothed, my lady, but we are no more than friends, and likely never will be. So we have an agreement that we may have affairs with whoever we wish, so long as no children come of it. Oh. And before you let that worry you, pretty sure I've made considerably more use of that than he has. Heh. Truly so parents is that. Don't think there was a girl in the school who didn't see the way you looked at him. Wow. She's a floozer. Looks like we cleared out the place pretty thoroughly. Good. It'll be done before long, but I'm afraid you'll have to occupy yourself until then. I need a little time to think. I won't be far, though. I'm gonna pause here. Because I'm at my limit. I'm at my limit. I can't go on any further. So I saved, right? Yeah, I saved. I saved? Yeah, I saved. Oh, boy. Oh. There's a lot of game. A lot of reading. Like a lot of reading. Oh god, there's so much reading. Sorry, I had a message. But yeah, oh man. Like, I kind of like it, but at the same time, like, I'm seeing some of the, like, obvious tropes in regards to some of the things. Part of it bothers me. But at the same time, you know, it's not terrible. I definitely would suggest getting, like, more art assets, especially in regards to, like, you know, RTP, you know, replaced with something else. Definitely some actual CG scenes versus just lots of text. I guess that would definitely bump the rating up on the game to where it's like, yeah, we're describing him having a wet dream, just we're not showing what's causing the wet dream. Ugh. Ha. Oh no, I don't think it's a bad game. I definitely think it has some rough spots on it that needs to be fixed. Definitely a bit too wordy in some parts. Very descriptive with its language though, and I do appreciate that. I do appreciate how much they're putting into the story. But at the same time, it's a fanfic definitely sticks very well Like, very, very well. Because there's a lot of fanfic-esque stuff going on. And it's just like, wow. I know the demographic this is for. Oh, man. It's Inuyasha all over again. No, wait, no, he's not a demon. Well, actually, no, hold on. We're still early in the game. He might actually be a demon. Or half-demon. That could be it. He's actually a half-demon. And that's why the prince wants him dead. He's not a treasonous because of an action. He's treasonous for what he is. I guess, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out one way or another. But yeah. I think I'm going to go shower and die. Our dying world moment. Half-demon with a cursed blade and an ancient sealed power inside of him. So, like, 90% of all fanfics out there. Because I feel like that's what it is. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to snack, shower, then die. But don't worry, I'm not fully dying. I'm going to be mostly dead, not fully dead. And, back on Monday, as always, with the usual streams. So, continue next Thursday? Maybe. I'll debate on it. Part of me says yes, but another part of me says no. But we'll see. We will see. I'm feeling mostly a yes. Could be worse, could be DeviantArt. Yeah, that's... Oh. I forgot DeviantArt existed. But now I remember. I remember all of the Sonic OCs that were all over there. It's like, this is my original creation, my original character. Don't steal it from me. Good afternoon. Hey, sorry. Good afternoon? Afternoon? Sorry. Where the fuck are you? It's 10:43 at night. Are you over in the wrong time zone again or something? Okay, it's like 9 p.m., but it's afternoon. It's evening, my good fellow. 'Tis the evening. You are right, it's still technically afternoon, but it's also before midnight. That's semantics and all that jazz. Yeah. But yeah, sorry. I don't know if you know anything about this game, Noblesse, Oblige. The Legacy of the Sorcerer King. The game with the longest title that I've played so far. I count it. I can count. Mostly. I can count, but it's definitely got the longest name that I've encountered. And, hoo boy. There is a lot. There's a lot going on. A lot of lore. Not so much a lot of gameplay. It's definitely visual novel territory in the sense that it should have been a visual novel. Or better yet, he should have just wrote a book. Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit more accurate. He should have just wrote a book. And I don't mean that terribly. I don't mean that negatively or in a dismaying way. I mean it in the sense that because of how much we have gone through, and as far as options I have been able to make, or selections I have been able to make in regards to, do I choose dialogue option A or dialogue option B, has been very slim, but it has been loads of conversations and expositions that honestly you should have just wrote a book. Like, oh, can't wait to see the Steam review. There hasn't been a review for this silly game in like a year. Is that what I get for letting people throw games at me? No, that's not. That's not fair, because there are some games out there that do a lot, and they are really good. And I also really appreciate when people like suggest their own games where they think they might have found a game that I like, and they suggest it to me. Exposition is lame. It can be lame. It can be lame if it's not done properly. You have to make sure it stays engaging, and also that it's not essentially a word dump, or in this case, a fucking mini story dump. Play what I call. You wanted us to wait a bit. Oh yeah, Kevon ready. He missed the smut. He did miss the smut. It wasn't quite smut. I mean, it was a hair's breadth away from smut. But then it all got, wiped away because that was just a dream. And dreams aren't real. They're there to make you feel better. Or, in his case, worse. The Obey the Fist review on the game was something. It's just a dream. You can do anything you want. Rated E for everyone. And it didn't show any pictures. It was just text describing about, how his blood boiled in his veins for her. And it's like, wow. Like, I have a lot of questions now that I think about it, but I don't really want to ask any of them. So I'm gonna bounce actually. Silver Days stream. Later, Sawyer. Wait, who's streaming Silver Days? Is it someone we know? Is it someone we like? Always let me know if it's someone. Oh, I found it. It's Midwest Guy. Alright, I'm going to go throw you guys at him. Ladies, gentlemen, you wonderful Technicolor rainbow of individuals, both inside and out, those of you who are either or neither, as always, I appreciate you greatly, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Take care, and whatever you do, don't pick your nose. Or wait, no, don't pick your friend's nose. Blow your nose. Hydrate, or I don't fucking know. I'm not your dad. I only dated your mom once. Anyways, bye everybody.